Hello, everybody. Welcome. And this is Bhavna from Everyday Ripples with Bhavna, the Golden Light. And we have a guest speaker today. So I love getting guest speakers and telling you all how they create ripples with the work they do in their life and transform lives. So I would love to tell you about our guest speaker today and who that guest speaker is. So she is Nancy Javaras of Nancy's Nutrition Inc. from Boston, Massachusetts, and she's been in business since 1999. She's an integrative nutrition health coach and Sanaviv nutrition advisor, a Reiki practitioner. She is the owner and founder of Nancy's Nutrition Inc., a holistic health coaching business through in person and distant Zoom appointments. Nancy is a specialist in detox, digestion, and weight loss. She's also a health coach for hormonal health and gut health and a Sanaviv nutrition advisor. Nancy has been a member of BNI in Massachusetts for 20 years and a member of Corridor 9 Chamber of Commerce. She's a professional wellness speaker and has given health talks at corporate wellness days at banks, investment firms, Chamber of Commerce, the Natural Living Expo, and many more. Nancy's been a radio guest speaker all last year on Business Talk Radio in 2020 and podcast and WCRN Radio in Westboro, Massachusetts. Nancy is very familiar with the mind body connection and the gut brain connection to help heal her clients with leaky gut, digestion issues, elimination, anxiety, brain fog, heavy metal toxicity, chronic fatigue, adrenal fatigue, hormonal imbalance, poor sleep, low energy, and weight gain. Nancy is also very familiar with energy work and how the emotional body can affect the physical body, especially regarding the gut brain connection. Nancy has studied chakras and energy work with Bhavna since 2011 and is a Reiki practitioner. She's also very intuitive and uses this to help discover what the root cause of her clients' health concerns are. She offers a root cause consult to discover the root cause of the client's health issues and then gives them a roadmap to healing their body. Nancy helps her clients through health coaching, nutritional supplements, herbal teas, essential oils, EMF blocking coasters, sound therapy, and many lifestyle tips to help the detox the body, restore and heal the physical, emotional, and spiritual body. So I welcome Nancy of Nancy's Nutrition Inc. on our Everyday Ripples with Bhavna, the Golden Light. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Bhavna, for having me.
You are so welcome. I'm so glad we are here. So tell me a little bit about your journey of how you got into this business. Tell me
Well, thank
about.
you. Well, originally I was selling real estate for 10 years. I was a realtor. I've been an insurance underwriter. I've done a lot of things. But at 39 years old, both my parents passed away from degenerative diseases. My father died of Alzheimer's, and my mother died of Parkinson's disease within 3 months of each other. And I also was very ill at the time. I had ulcerative colitis for 19 years. I had chronic fatigue. I was exhausted. I was bleeding all the time. And it was just not a good time in my life. And I said, that's it. I really want to, I don't want to go down that road that my parents did, is what happened. It was really a pivotal moment in my life. And it was very hard. And I said, I'm going to make a change and I'm going to try to heal myself. And I did. I literally went to every alternative practitioner known to man. And I went to Dr. Deepak Chopra. I went to Dr. Andrew Weil. I went to Canyon Ranch. I went to Sanaviv. I mean, I went all over and took course after course after course on nutrition and healing. And they all told me the same thing, that I could heal my body. And I did. And within 1 year, I was off all medications. And I said, wow, this is incredible. I have more energy. I feel better. I'm not bleeding anymore. I have no GI issues. I mean, it was incredible. And I said, okay, I want to share this great information with the world. This information is so fantastic. and people don't know about it. So that began my quest back in I started in 1998 when my parents passed away, and I started my business in 1999. And I've never looked back, and I've just enjoyed meeting so many people along the way that have helped me help people in so many ways. And you're one of those, Bhavna, because you helped me so much by learning about the chakras and the emotional body and the spiritual body. And you were definitely part of my growth and my spiritual path. And I've just really enjoyed getting to know you since 2011.
I know.
Thank you.
I am so I'm so honored because, as you know, as our journeys come together, and knowing you and knowing the amazing work you do in helping people and coaching them with their, with their bodies to know, understand, and issues they come have, and I want to actually give a testimony right here, because all the people who are listening to me and Nancy here, why I love to interview her and why I got her on this show was, I went to one time, I met with her and we've been working together. And then I went to one time with her 3 days at her place, and she said, "Would you like to try my shakes? And would you like to do something I offer?" And I said, "Sure." And for 2 days, I was on this diet with her and doing exactly what she said. And in that weekend, I lost 12 pounds. So it was an amazing 2 days with her. And I could actually see, like, wow, if I followed the instructions step by step, what she told, it made a difference, and I lost 12 pounds. I was like, wow, amazing. So that's my testimony for you right here. And
Thank
that's what
you.
I was thinking, is like, you create ripples. That's what my whole idea of this is, to how do we touch people's lives, and how. So when I was thinking of somebody, I was like, I would love to help her message to go out, because I'm a testimony to that. So tell us more about
Thank you.
your programs you offer, because whatever program you did with me, it helped me lose 12 pounds immediately, like in 2 days. So which might not be the case with everybody. I understand, because you have to have that mind body connection, and depending on what all they have. But let's hear more from Nancy about her programs. Tell me more about your programs, Nancy.
Well, everybody's different. So I have several programs depending upon where people are on their healing journey. So I have a 14-day weight loss and detox program that's gluten-free, grain-free, dairy-free, and sugar-free. So those are for junk food junkies that are trying to get into a healthier lifestyle. It's paleo, it's healthy food. So that's basically a basic program. But then I have a 6-month health coaching program, and that's for people that have had serious issues with their gut or with digestion or with health, or they just can't figure out what is going on. They're trying to lose weight, and they can't do it, or they're trying to feel better, trying to have more energy, or trying to get a good night's sleep, or trying to heal from chronic fatigue, and they just can't figure it out. So those people that have severe issues and they want the health coaching on a step-by-step program, that's the 6-month program. So that's awesome. And then for do-it-yourselfers, I have a 1-month program of health coaching just to get them on the right track, and then give them the roadmap, and then they can do it themselves. So I have people like that too. And then
Okay.
I have a liver detox program that's phenomenal for people that need to cleanse their liver, because everyone does. Everyone has a liver that's alive, and chances are it's polluted because there are toxins absolutely everywhere on the planet. Our food, our water, our air, everything's polluted. So everybody needs to do a liver detox or cleanse on the planet, period. So
So
that's
tell
a
me
great
more about
program.
this toxic program you're talking about, here to
Well, it's
the
a
viewers.
detox program. Yeah, it's
Okay,
a
so that's a
detox. So,
that's a detox
so
program which clears
yeah,
toxins.
yeah. So the liver is in charge of so many different, it's in charge of 500 different functions in the body. It's connected to our
500.
brain, our liver, our gut. It's connected to uh, pancreas. It's connected to everything in our body. And so it's really important that we have a highly functioning liver. Kind of think of the liver like a car. Do you change the oil in the car? Yes. Do you change the oil filter in the car? Absolutely. Usually 3 or 4 times a year, right? Well, in our body, we also need to clean out the liver. because if we don't, it's going to be clogged. And if it's clogged, then we can't drain the toxins that are in our body. So we need to clean it out regularly, not just once a year. But I live a detox lifestyle, but for other people, they can get started on the liver detox. It's a cleanse to clean out all the toxins of glyphosate, which is in a lot of our food. There's heavy metals that are floating around in the air. People are putting toxic chemicals on their body through skincare products and unknowingly put it, or hair care products or shaving products. People are lathering themselves up with all kinds of toxins on a daily basis and they don't realize it. Or in their food supply, if they're eating packaged food, junk food, fast food, those all have toxic chemicals, colors, flavorings, fillers. I mean, it's all chemicals. If they're drinking out of plastic water bottles, that's full of toxins. And we have BPA plastics. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And I help people cleanse their body from all of that crud.
Wow,
And
that's
so
big.
one of the things they need to do is improve water, the quality of their water that they're drinking, because many people are drinking toxic water that has heavy metals in it. It could have lead, it could have mercury, it could have pesticides in the water. I live in a very small town that's very pure, and I just found out we have lead in our water. Who would have thought? And arsenic. So I immediately installed a water purifier, and it's incredible the difference in just one day that we noticed. So I help people look at every aspect of their life, their air quality, their food quality, their water quality, and have them switch out into healthier versions for hair care products, skin care products, and food. Food is critical. What you eat, what goes in your body. Do you want to put toxins in, or do you want to put nourishing food from the earth that's pure?
So
So
what you're
I'm
trying
very
to do
into
is like
promoting
create a.
organic food that's organically grown without pesticides, and also non-genetically modified food that has not been manufactured and the ability to detox. So I love the program. People have had, they notice more energy, better sleep, they're better able to lose weight. They feel younger. It's incredible the difference. And they have better blood sugar stabilization for people that have shaky blood sugar, people that are pre-diabetic. They have improvement. If people have high cholesterol, they should do the liver detox. That's a red flag that they need to detox their liver. So there's many signs and clues that people aren't realizing that they definitely need to detox their liver. It's clogged. So I help them detox. It's only 7 days. Anybody can get through a program for 7 days. So, and it's great. It shakes. I give people options. They can opt in and buy different nutritional supplements if they want to, or they don't. They don't have to. It's not required for the program, but they can. And they learn all about foods, what foods to eat and what foods to avoid. What foods are, I call them liver loving foods, because the livers just love it, like beets and cruciferous vegetables and cilantro and parsley and turmeric, which would be one of your favorites, and all different herbs from India that I learned about when I went there on the trip with you. So turmeric is a big one because it brings down inflammation everywhere in the body, including the liver. So it's very helpful to take that during detox, and that's in my recipe. So it's a great program, and it's been very successful, and people can repeat it as many times as they want. And they get 25 short videos included, Bhavna, in the program. So it's short videos, 1 to 5 minutes, about detoxing, how to get those toxins out, how to get a good night's sleep, tips for that, how to avoid EMF and Wi-Fi in your environment so that you can get your body into a rest and relaxation zone with the parasympathetic nerve so that they can relax and detox out the toxins. Because today people are wired and tired. They are stressed beyond belief. And so if they're in that mode, the liver can't let go of those toxins. So one of the things I recommend is going to your meditation so that people can relax and de-stress. And guess what? They can feel that, like I do every week on Tuesday night. And I
I
know
love that.
Tuesday night is going to be a great night for me to detox when I'm sleeping, because that's when the liver detoxes between 2 and 4 a.m. when people are sleeping. But if they're not getting that good sleep and they're not in the relaxation mode, then they can't detox. So I teach them the lifestyle tips, the foods, the herbs, the supplements, and also the smoothies. They can have smoothie option or juice options, and yes, you're eating regular food. So it's been really a success, and I am really excited to share it with the world.
Wonderful. I like that. There's so much information you've given us here, and I'm like surprised with knowing liver holds so much, like 500 things. Wow. And so tell us a little bit about, you were talking about metal. What is a metal detox? Heavy metal detox. You're saying you do heavy metal detox. So is that what you were talking about with arsenic? And what does it, what does it entail? Like when they are coming to you, anybody who is eating junk would have metal in their body. And how do people get metal in their body? Like, how do we know that we have to do metal detox? Can you hear me?
Well, first of oh, sure. Your question was a little, the audio went in and out, but
Okay.
yeah, heavy metal detox is something that everyone should do on the planet. Why? Because everyone is being exposed to heavy metals every single day. And some people are better at detoxing them out than others. People that are constipated, they're going to be bound up. People that have a weak, sluggish liver, they're going to be bound up with heavy metals. So heavy metals are in the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat, they're in pesticides, they're in, heavy metals are everywhere. They're in makeup, they're in mascara, they're in almost everything. So we do need to detox from heavy metals. Who has them? Everyone. Everyone has heavy metals, but some people have a higher level than others. And you can get them from, everyone should have their first thing, they should have their water tested to make sure that they don't have heavy metals in their water, because a lot of people do and don't even realize it. If you live in a city, chances are you've got heavy metals in that water. And it is allowed to have some heavy metals in water by law. So you want to do a filter. And then people are showering in heavy metal water and they don't realize it. And so they're absorbing the heavy metals right through their skin on a daily
Ah.
basis. Everybody showers every day, right? Everyone's washing themselves and they think they're getting clean, but they can actually be washing heavy metals and absorbing right into their skin. And also we haven't talked about this, but the oral microbiome can be affected by heavy metals too, because if people have silver amalgam fillings, those say silver, but they're actually 50% mercury. So every time people chew, they're getting mercury vapor into their brain. So it can be polluting their brain. So I had it, I had 4 or 5 silver amalgam fillings, and I have very high toxic heavy metals in my body. And so I recommend that everyone should be tested. And why don't doctors test for this? Because there isn't a drug for it. That's why. But when they test for heavy metals, they should either have their hair tested, because that will be a good indicator, or they can have a forced urine sample done, or they can have a stool sample done. And then they can find out what is their toxic heavy metal level. What are their levels? Because everybody wants to know that. But you don't want to do it in the blood. A blood test is only going to tell you what's recently been put in that day, but it's not going to tell you the storage of what's in your body. And unfortunately, heavy metals like fat, so they're stored in the brain because the brain is a big ball of fat, and they're stored in fat cells. So people that have a big belly or big hips or a big rear end, and they work out at the gym all day long, and they diet and they've cleaned up their diet, they've done everything they can, and they can't understand why they can't lose weight, chances are it could be the heavy metals is surrounding the fat cell. The body is surrounding that heavy metal to protect it. So it stores it in the middle of the fat cell and it won't let it go until it's safe. So my protocols are very safe. I've been studying this now since 1999, how to get heavy metals out of the body. and it's a process. So my program is a 7-week process, but I recommend people do it again and again and again and repeat it again and again and again. They don't have to pay, they only pay once, but they should repeat it as a lifestyle for at least a year or 2 years to get them out. So who should do
Wow.
it? Everybody. Everyone should be tested, and everyone should do the heavy metal detox to get them out. Especially women that are thinking of having children should do it before they get pregnant. Otherwise, they can pass them on through the placenta to the baby.
Wow, that's a big one.
And
So,
heavy metals affect hormonal health. They affect sperm count. That's one of the reasons that men's sperm count has gone way, way down for men in the United States in the past 10 to 20 years. And that's why a lot of couples aren't able to get pregnant, because the sperm count can be low. Also, the woman can be toxic with heavy metals, especially mercury. And so they're not able, it ruins the liver function to balance the hormones. So that's a big deal. So anybody trying to get pregnant should definitely consider doing a heavy metal detox first before they try to get pregnant.
hmm. So that is very interesting. I'm so glad you explained and we talked about this, because I feel people are unaware about this, that there's something called heavy metal detox, because we feel it is part of us and all of our nature, and we should all have it. We all know, yes, we need to have filtered water, but we don't understand why we should have the filtered water. Does that make sense? So it's good to understand this more from the point of view as a health coach, why and why it's so important to get the heavy metal testing done. And we should all actually contact Nancy and know exactly what all is it, individualized per person, or is it just general for everybody?
Well, it's really for everybody, but what part
So I think I lost
they're
Nancy.
coming from, where they lived, where they
There
grew
you
up,
are. I thought I lost
everything
you in
about
between.
them. Oh, so I meet with them for 1 hour to determine their needs of what they need to specialize in out of the program, because it's a 7-week program, and I'm gonna work with them and text them every day and call them and help them and guide them and coach them all through the process. And so everybody's coming from a different perspective. Some people are very toxic and other people just are moderate. Some people have a lot of health issues because they have heavy metal toxicity. They could have Lyme disease, and that goes in, and any chronic viruses tend to be attached to heavy metals. So any parasites tend to be attached to heavy metals. So heavy metals, and also emotions, negative emotions, especially in the liver, because the liver, according to Chinese medicine, stores resentment and anger. And so if people are storing angry emotions from a fight with their husband or their wife or their boyfriend or girlfriend, or they were screwed by their boss or whatever, if they're storing those emotions of anger and resentment in their liver isn't able to process out those heavy metals, and they're stuck in the liver. So that's part of the program too, is releasing those toxic emotions and coming to a place of forgiveness. So, so that they can do it. Also, sound therapy, I recommend, depending upon the person. There are so many different ones. I have some sound therapies that go to the actual limbic part of the brain to release toxic emotions. So it, depending upon the person, I individualize which ones I recommend, and then that helps them to detox out the heavy metals. So also, if they have Lyme disease, if they have Epstein-Barr, that's a different person. Also, if they're very sick from it, if they've had it for a long, long time, that's going to be different than someone that just got it and was just diagnosed. So everybody's different. So it's customized for them after that 1 hour appointment.
So I would definitely say this is how you are so different than any other health coach out there, because you go to the root cause of people's issues and
Hmm.
why they are holding that weight. And it could be a heavy detox, like heavy metal detox, and
Right.
you would individualize and create a plan with 7 weeks of what they need to do and how they need to do, and then they would connect with you every day in knowing this is what is going on. So that is so interesting. That is so nice to know that, because I've done a couple of not that I have health issues, but I've done a couple of weight loss before I met you, tried to do different things. You have that weight when you have a kid, and afterwards, either you lose weight and then immediately afterwards, sometimes you start to gain weight. So I think that's when I met you, when I had that weight, and I was able to lose 12 pounds when I followed, when you gave me the instructions, eat this, drink this, and I did that for 2 days and I lost that weight. So that is so good to know. So this is how, Nancy is so different than anybody else. So I would definitely recommend everybody to go to her. So Nancy, tell me a little bit more about, you talk about, as I'm talking about that root cause consult, what is included in this root cause consult, apart from what I said?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so the root cause consult I came up with, and it's been very successful. It's a 90-minute appointment where
Wow.
I ask the person every single question about their health and their complete health history, about their physical health and their emotional health of what's happened in their life. And so it's really been very helpful to get to the root cause of why are they tired? Why can't they lose weight? Why did they have brain fog? Why did they have anxiety? What is the reason for it? Why do they have GI issues? Can't they go to the bathroom properly like everybody else? I mean, I've had clients that haven't gone to the bathroom for 2 weeks. They go, yeah, I'm regular. I said, well, how regular? And they said, I go once every 2 weeks. Well, that is not regular. So, and then I have people, so all kinds of different issues. So I've been able to discover, I call it discover because I'm not allowed to say diagnose because I'm not a doctor, but I use an intuitive approach because I've had so many different issues myself and taken so many courses on alternative healing and functional medicine healing that I found different answers. So it can be they just recently had a root canal, or they have had many root
Wow.
canals, and that can be the issue because they can have hidden infections in the gum that is affecting their GI tract, causing all of those issues, including weight gain. Because if the body is trying to kill a virus or an infection that's in the body, in the gum or anywhere else, it causes inflammation. And what does inflammation cause? Weight gain, weight gain. So
Wow.
I try to get to where is the root cause for this person? Do they have hidden viruses? Do they have hidden infections? They could be anywhere. They could be in the vagina. They could have SIBO. They could have GI. I'm a very big specialist on. But a lot of times the GI is affected from, we call it going upstream. So we start with the colon, then we go to the small intestine, then we go to the liver, then we go to the stomach, then we go to the esophagus, then we go to the mouth and look at the microbiome of the mouth. And I've had clients that have actually had testing of the microbiome of the mouth. And they said, wow, my doctor never did that. I said, trust me, this is probably where your problem is because we've done
Wow.
everything for the gut and it still isn't solved. And after going upstream, boom, it was in the mouth. And then sure enough, they had root canals. And when they took out tissue, sure enough, it was infected under the root canal. I've also had clients that they said, I have so many issues with my joints. What is going on with my joints? I'm a super duper athlete. I've done triathlons. I'm an incredible bike rider. I ride, 125 miles a day. Like, what is going on with my joints? And I said, and he had had 2 hip surgeries. He had replacement of hips. He was in his mid 50s. And I said, ever have testing before you had those hips in to see whether you were allergic to nickel? And he said, no. And I said,
Huh.
get tested. And sure enough, he was allergic to nickel. And that was causing infections because the body was saying, wait a second, we're allergic to that. We don't want that hip in there. The body was saying, this is foreign matter and we're allergic to it. Sure enough, he had both of the hips taken out and put in a different substance that didn't have nickel, and all of his problems went away. So
Wow.
it's amazing how, the intuitive approach really does work to help people, you
I'm
know?
so glad we're talking about this, because who would have thought like these issues would be there? And that's why, I love when you talk about those issues that, so everybody who is watching, Everyday Ripples here with Bhavna, the Golden Light, and Nancy Javaras, please pay attention here to what she is saying. She is giving us such great, important information on our health and how to take care of our health and how we get all these things in our body and we are not even aware of it, and that could be where your weight gain is. Now, one more question I would love to ask you before you give us your information, so people, wherever you are listening or watching, make sure you have a pen or something to take her information down, but keep on handy that as you bring that, listen to this question. So, is this the program you create and you tell people and get them through this? Is this okay for anybody and everybody, and even people who have difficult in losing weight, or who eat a lot of junk food? Is it okay for them to shift? Will they be able to do this? Is it easy enough for them? That's my big question.
Okay, you're talking about my 14-day weight loss and detox program to lose
Okay.
weight? Is
Yes.
that what you're referring to? Yeah. So everybody comes from a different place. It depends how they grew up. Did their mother serve them, McDonald's every day, or I shouldn't say the brand name, but did bring them to junk food, junky places, or did she serve home cooked meals? How did they grow up? So emotions of food really go together. And people have different memories of food. They can have bad memories of food, or they can have good memories of food. And so I get into those emotional ties that they have. And so for the 14-day program, again, I meet with my clients for 1 hour before they start the program to find out where are they coming from and what are their issues. Do they have sugar cravings? Do they sleep well? Do they have carb cravings? What is their favorite food? What is their go-to food when they're stressed? Or how
Hmm.
do they handle stress? Do they grab for a glass of wine, or they grab for a pizza, or do they go out for a run? So I try to come up with other alternative healthy lifestyles instead of choosing alcohol or food or sugar to get over a stressful situation. So I teach deep belly breathing to my clients. Tell them to go to your meditation. There's several different ways, Tai Chi, there's several different ways, yoga, there's many. So I give them about 10 different options, and then they get to pick which one they want to use. And then I hold them accountable. Okay, this is a stressful situation. And when they're doing that 14-day program, they do call me. I'm going to a party tonight. I'm really nervous. I know there's going to be XYZ there, and that's my favorite dessert or my favorite drink or my favorite whatever. Or I know I'm going to be stressed because there's going to be people there that stress me out. I give them tools to get through it. So I have them eat most of everything before they go. So before they even go to the party, they're already full. So then they're not going to get those cravings. So I teach them all different ways, but emotions of food is huge. And I try to have them again detox out those negative emotions that make them want to eat those bad foods, make them want to be a junk food junkie. So, I mean, I've had a client that every time she sat down to eat, she would throw up before she ate. She would throw up. And I
Oh.
said, okay, let's go into your childhood. Tell me about breakfast. Tell me about lunch. Tell what went on. And sure enough, there was severe child abuse, severe. And so every time she would go to sit down, she would think about, oh my goodness, I'm not in a safe environment. So we had to change and rewire her brain to think in a different way about the food. So I have her play sound therapy of positive energy, healing, loving energy of sound therapy while she's making her food, while she's making it and while she's eating it. And after 2 days of doing this, she could eat the food and she didn't throw up. So the sound therapy goes to the limbic part of the brain, and it just works. It's incredible. So each individual person is different, and I meet them where they're at, you know? So, Rome wasn't built in a day. Not everybody loses 12 pounds in 2 days. I mean, you didn't have a lot of emotional baggage like other people do. So it was easier for you. For you, it was just calories in and calories out, and getting away from gluten and grains and simple carbs. And yes, then you can do it. So, but weight loss is way more than just calories in, calories out. There's so much more to it. So much more to it. And emotions play a huge part in it. So
Right,
I
right.
make sure that they're forgiving people from their past that they're mad at, coming to taking anything that they're angry about, writing it down on a piece of paper, going out in their yard and lighting a match to that piece of paper and burning that right out of them, and picture it just being burned, and say a prayer. And then I have them also connect to their higher divine guides, whether it's God, whether it's Jesus, whether it's Mohammed, whoever it is. I have clients from every religion. So I just ask them, do they have a spiritual practice? Some people don't. Most of my clients do. But whoever that is, I want them to connect to that spiritual guide, whether it's angels or Jesus or God or whoever it is, so that they feel empowered to make the changes they need to. When they go to eat, they're going to be eating the correct foods. They can do it. And I give them confidence that they can change and they can do it. So that's how I'm different. Anybody can get a diet off the internet. I don't do that. I work in, yes, I can teach them all about the food, but that's step one. But step two is, what's the emotions behind that food? What is it? What is the
Right.
driving force? Or what is the reason that they gain the weight in the first place? Do they have reoccurring infections that they're not even aware of? How good a quality is their microbiome in their GI tract? If it's not good, they are not going to lose weight. I don't care what they eat. They have to have a good microbiome, and they have to have good digestion, good plumbing. We got to get those toxins out every day. So I'm all about the plumbing. You got to have
Wonderful.
good plumbing. That's where I always start. I always start with the plumbing. How many times do you go a day? What does it look like? What's the consistency? Because right away, I'm going to know a lot just from that. So garbage in, garbage out. So I want to make sure they get that garbage out. I call it taking out the trash every day. Take it out. So then they can
That's,
feel great.
yeah, that's so true. Garbage in, garbage out. So everybody
Right.
remember that. You have to do the garbage in and garbage out. So everybody, are you all ready with your pen and paper and notebooks? So Nancy, tell us if somebody had to contact you. I will also have your details in our description so they can always go there and take it from there. But if you could just tell us your website where they can go and sign up for your programs or connect with you to work with you more, and you could make that transformation for them, what is it?
Yes. Well, the best way to reach me is you can check out my website. It's healthandweightlosscoach.com. That's healthandweightlosscoach.com, healthandweightlosscoach.com, or nancysnutritioninc.com, out of Boston. Or the best way is to call me, and I'll talk to you for 5 or 10 minutes for free and determine what program might be right for you. My number is 508-527-4149. Again, that's 508-527-4149. Give me a call. I'd be happy to talk to you. Just reach out, and I can help you. I can guide you on your healing journey and how best to serve you. And I'd love to
Wonderful.
work
So
with
thank
any of
you
you.
very much, Nancy, for coming
Thank you.
on our podcast and our show and talking about and how you transform lives of people and giving us so much insight and information on health and how to and what to watch out for. So this is Bhavna, the Golden Light from Everyday Ripples. Thank you all for watching and hearing us. And We keep making and striving to be best to and bring you people who are transformations to all the people, in this world, to create ripples, because when you are better, so is your family, so is the people who are connected with you, because you create those ripples. So until next time, Bhavna saying goodbye, but not goodbye. I will see you again soon. Bye bye. Namaste. Take care. Have a wonderful day.
I've